Welcome back. They were known as the Outlaws, a small group of artists who fought for and won their creative freedom in Nashville in the 1970s. They changed country music forever, and Mandy Moore is helping to tell their story in her new audio series, The Boar's Nest. Mandy, welcome back to DBL. All right, so we were all just talking about the Oscars for quite some time, and your old co-star Sterling K. Brown was nominated. What's it like seeing him nominated for his first Academy Award? Although I know you didn't even watch the awards, right?
I didn't. I have two little ones, and my husband's on tour. He's a musician, so I was solo parenting, so not a lot of time to watch the Oscars, but I'm thrilled for Sterling. I remember like the day the announcements were made. I was like the first one in the This Is Us group chat, like SKB, Academy Award nominee. Like, I mean, the first of many for him. Let's be honest. I'm sure before it's all said and done, he will have like a mantle full of all of the Oscars. But I'm so thrilled for him. I love that performance. I loved that movie. I was so glad that he was recognized. Very much deserved.
Absolutely deserved. Now you, speaking of being deserved, you're playing music trailblazer Sue Brewer in this outlaw country music series. And let's be honest, it was a little bit of a boys' club, right? With legends like Willie Nelson, Johnny Cash. Not a good impression, apology. But what did Sue bring to the group? Talk to me about Sue.
Yeah, so our Audible original, The Boar's Nest, is all about Sue Brewer, who's sort of this unsung hero of the outlaw country music scene. She opened up quite literally her home and her living room floor, which was affectionately called The Boar's Nest, for artists like Waylon Jennings and Willie Nelson and Chris Christopherson, Shel Silverstein, to all sort of convene. And this was back before any of them were famous, and so this was like a space for them to feel safe, to sort of hone their craft, to feel vulnerable enough to like expose themselves, talk about like you know what was happening in their lives, and crafting these songs. And Sue really needled them and pushed them and helped them kind of become who they were. And her story is often unknown, and she's uncredited. In fact, it was only when she passed away, she was posthumously honored by the Songwriters Hall of Fame in Nashville. She's the only person inducted who wasn't an actual songwriter herself, but I think it just speaks to her contribution to that particular scene, because she gave them that space. She gave them the leeway to be themselves and become who they ultimately became.
Wow. Shel Silverstein wrote A Boy Named Sue.
Absolutely.
Johnny Cash.
I remember those books.
Right.
Yes, for sure. I mean, you know, you kind of just went through the list. There were so many legends that came out of the Outlaws. Now, were there any stories that surprised you about them?
I think all of them, and sort of their crippling struggles with like identity and who they were, and having to sort of like someone like Sue having to lead the charge, and like you have to trust that you know what you're doing. You have to trust that like your lane is the right lane to be in, when all of these outside influences from record labels and other artists and stuff were trying to steer people like Waylon or Willie into like different avenues. And I love that this was a single woman who was working multiple jobs, who truly just did this for the passion of music and the music scene, and she wanted to be involved and invested in some way, and this was her contribution.
Yeah. So Mandy, this series is all about the Boar's Nest, which was actually Sue's living room where people came to play their songs, a creative space, if you will. Is there a certain place in your house where you find inspiration?
Yeah, we actually just moved, and my husband created like a little studio space outside of the house, and that is a space now that I'm determined to be creative in. I'm like, I have no excuse, I have no reason to like procrastinate. It's literally in the backyard, and it'll be fun to like put the boys down, take the baby monitor over, and like go and be creative with my husband and make some music, even if it's just for us.
It's amazing. Big Dawes fan, by the way. Just had to shout it out right here.
Thanks.
Yeah. Sorry, that's her husband.
Mandy, before you go, we started talking about SKP, who of course was your This Is Us co-star, but you recently got together with a couple of your co-stars. Is there a project happening that we should know about?
Come on, Mandy. Spill it.
Reach for that tea.
Stay tuned. Look, we are family forever. We worked together for almost 7 years, and I feel like any excuse, I mean, look, it's like any excuse to get together with these two dudes, like, and to be in the same room with them is just a blast. And it's like no time has passed at all. So I feel like we will find a way to do stuff together. In what capacity exactly, I'm not sure, but I have no doubt it'll it'll sort of come to fruition very soon.
So you're saying there's a chance.
We can run with it, guys.
Like
Very soon.
Mandy, thank you so much for being here, DBL Nation. You can listen to The Boar's Nest starting March 14th on Audible or through Amazon Prime. Thank you again. Congratulations.
Can't wait.
We'll be right back.
Thank you.
Bye, guys.
Thanks.